The image on this month's chronogram I call the Cosmic Chrono Cat. I like to think of this cat as having kaleidoscope eyes. The cat with kaleidoscope eyes. And this work was based on a series that I have been working on for several years that I call Dreamscapes, Alternate Universes, Preposterous Tales, and Wondrous Beauty. Well, the cats for me were a form of play. They were deep play and just had an element of complete and utter enjoyment. One of the principal elements that is in all of my work is that I attempt to create an interior landscape, an interior world for my subject. So whether I've set up a still life or I'm working on a portrait of a person or I'm working on a portrait of a cat or a frog, I'm still trying to create what I imagine as this interior world that's going on where these creatures live. And so with my cosmic cats, I was trying to create this sort of energetic world that they lived in, regardless of them actually living in an environment with hundreds of other cats. I started thinking, how can I blend both abstraction and realism and the idea of hand coloring prints? So my prints just kept getting more and more abstract until you couldn't recognize the subject. But then I started saying, this is too far away for most people's perception. So I brought the subject back in, but in many ways, they're still abstractions to me. Color is a very, very prominent and important part of my work. I'm almost obsessed with color, and I love the idea of symbolism, and I love the idea of symbolism permeating life. I had for many years thought of myself as a painter, and then I had so many positive responses to my photographs that I sort of veered off into photography for a while. But I felt this sort of missing part of myself for not having that visceral engagement with paint or crayons or pencils. And so that's when I started hand coloring my own prints. And then it got more and more and more painterly. Any subject is fair game for me. You would be fair game for me. A cat is fair game for me. A dress is fair game for me. A portrait is fair game for me. A landscape is fair game for me. Any subject works for me because it's my relationship to the subject and my subject's relationship to me that I'm trying to capture in my artwork.